This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
So it is that feeling that originates mostly the upper part of your leg, then kind of just travels all the way down. And it's like some describe it as a stabbing pain. Sometimes you need to move, you're uncomfortable, sciatica. What is going on there? How can we find relief for that? We're going to talk about that today with somebody that has Your Path to Wellness. It's actually the name of her center in Tulsa. And she does acupuncture, massage, so many different modalities to help people move their lives forward. Always love getting together with Teresa Wilkinson, who's back with us. And how are things in your world today?
Oh, they're just fantastic. I can't have no complaints.
Well, my friend used to say, well, if you did, nobody'd be listening. I'm like, hey, great. No, we care about you, and we know that you care about many, and that's why you do what you do. The whole sciatica thing, it can be debilitating for many,
It
right?
can, it can. So it's so common too. But of course, it it originates from the lower part of the back, and I think because of gravity and it's at the bottom, everything's stacked on it. So um,
Hmm.
a lot of things cause it, but it can be work related. Um, it can be your occupation, especially if you're picking up heavy things and twisting. It can be that you sit a lot at a computer, which is very common for most people. Um, then, say, obesity can also cause a lot of stress. Pregnancy, people carrying babies and then picking them up so much afterwards. So,
Hmm.
and so I always tell people once the baby's about three, unless you're a man, a petite woman shouldn't be picking up a 3 year old if you can help it because of the strain it puts on your back. I had one
Wow.
lady say, "Oh, I thought I was building my arm muscles." I'm going, "No, you're straining your low back." Because I would keep treating her, and she just it would always come back. And I said, so I finally started asking her about lifestyle, and she was the grandmother taking care of our uh, granddaughter that was three. And I thought, you're picking that kid up. No wonder you're not letting yourself heal. Get over this.
Well, how many
So
times you see women with that side that tip it over so their hip is sticking out so they can support the child? That can't be good.
right,
That
it
can't be
happens
good.
all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
So I know. And then if you don't watch it, you'll be doing it yourself, even if you don't have a kid on your hip. So I was going to show this. I'm going to try to show this chart. This is more showing the spine. And I don't know, is the yellow showing up where the nerves innervate?
Oh, it's very clear.
Okay. So you can see where it comes down in this
Hmm.
sacral area. Um, and these little holes that the nerves come out of are just the exact size of the nerve. So if there's inflammation and it inflames and swells, then you're having nerve pressure and which is going to hurt. But you can see where it branches down. It can go down the back of the leg, and I'll follow it down maybe, and then it can be the side of the leg, and it can even be the front of the leg. So it depends on where it originates. If it's upper lumbar area, it can go down the front. If it's mid lumbar, it'll be the side. If it's the lower lumbar, it'll go down the back. And then
Hmm.
my question, and then even all the way to the ankle, but my question always is it going down to your knee? Is it going down all the way to your ankle or foot? Because sometimes the nerve pain does go all the way to the foot. Sometimes it just stays in the buttocks area.
So
So,
I wonder about that. Why does it travel for me? I rarely have it, thankfully, rarely. I don't have it when I'm at work sitting here like this. But when I'm on a train, when I'm on a plane, and it could even be just an hour, all of a sudden it's like, oh, a little uncomfortable there. What's going on? And it starts at the hip, exactly where you said, and goes down to maybe just before the knee and me. But why does it present only in those situations? Is it just that the chair is a tighter chair? And I'm not a big person, but is it do
I
you
think there's not the lumbar support. And also, if you think about um, how many people have sat in that chair, maybe a big, heavy person sat in there before that wore the chair out a little bit. So there's not the cushioning that was originally there when the chair was newer. Now, I know the airlines are pretty good about changing out their interiors. They
Hmm.
used to have to back when there was smoking. Back in the day when there was smoking, they had to completely redo those airplanes
No.
pretty regularly, even the air conditioning, heating system, everything because of the smoke, the tar nicotine that would
Yeah.
stick. So they really saved money by doing no smoking.
Never
They
thought of
didn't
that.
have to redo those planes every time. So
Wow. And
it
the
was,
ventilation system. We haven't even gotten there yet, you
oh,
know.
yeah, exactly.
How
Oh,
many
absolutely.
how many times they have to change the HEPA filters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so what before we get into the remedies, alleviating pain, all of that, what's your suggestion for people that do have sciatica pain?
Well, of course, I see people, they come for acupuncture. Acupuncture is very effective, but I will also tell people be sure you do some stretching. Hopefully you have a yoga mat, you have one of those rollers,
Uh,
but stretching is very important. Pilates, I don't know if you've heard of that,
sure.
but it's I think it was an Italian man that came to the United States and specialized more in athletes, and it's more detailed than yoga to really get into those. Uh, so there's a lot of exercises to strengthen that low back, and also you want to give traction and space to that low back so it doesn't have compression.
Hmm.
But you kind of need to, a lot of people, and it goes back to when we talked about the belly. If you lay with your back real arched and you don't roll it down, so you're laying flat on the floor or even the couch or your bed, if you don't really put your low back in a good position, actually it's rocking the pelvis under, taking that belly button to the back. You are putting pressure on that low back.
Are there
And
exercises? I mean, certainly the roller thing, which thanks for the reminder. I bought one like a year ago. I think I used it for 20 seconds. I need to break that out. I realized that I don't have any carpets. So now I'm on the floor. I need to get a mat because
you,
it's
you
just
need
like
a mat.
you need a mat. Oh my gosh.
You need
Um,
an extra thick one if you don't have a carpet or a rug.
yeah, and it's almost counterproductive. You get in the roller to get relief, but now you're laying on a floor. So now the
That's
rest of
so
you is,
hard.
yeah, it's not. But are there exercises, are there things that we can do to make at least give you less pain?
Yeah, I'm going back to the yoga Pilates again. You're going to
Okay.
have to do some stretching. Then some of the Pilates is doing exercises where you're say you're on all fours and you're lifting one leg at a time, doing some repetitions, or you're kicking your leg up. That actually starts developing those low back muscles and hip muscles, and so uh, the other thing is laying on your back and bringing your knees to your chest
Hmm.
and then kind of rocking back and forth, and that helps get some relief there. So, besides coming in and getting your acupuncture treatment, you've got to do those self care things like you're mentioning. And
When you're doing that, let's say you're bringing your legs up, and that sounds like it could be very beneficial. What are you actually doing? Is it stretching? What's actually going on that supports not feeling that pain from that nerve?
right, it's stretching, so you're giving space. You're tractioning space in between there, so there's not the compression of those nerves on top of each other, keeping you from being bone on bone, so to speak. Because as we age, those discs are gonna flatten, are gonna get thinner, and all I can say is you want to prevent surgery with everything you got. It's just so hard. Once you cut the muscles away from the spine, they never work the same. And then, especially on the upper back, they've learned to go through the throat. They've even learned to go through the belly on low back surgeries, but still, that's moving all your guts over to get in there. But um, I mean, sometimes it's a must because you're had some damage, say a car accident or motorcycle accident or something that can't be helped. But I will say, I don't know if you've ever seen the rodeo, but those young guys that are bucking
Oh,
uh, on
wow.
those bulls, they're killing themselves. It's a sport for the young, but after a while, you have to go. Okay, I give up.
Now, I can't even, you could be 22 and get knocked off a bull, and then what could happen after that? I
Oh,
can't even imagine.
oh, it can, and I, not to be prejudiced, but motorcycles, you're very vulnerable. Um,
Yeah.
I went into orthopedic neuro nursing in the beginning because that went along with my massage and deep tissue work and the postural integration and the things that we talked about. And that was most of our patients were motorcycle victims. And I know people that love motorcycles, they die hard on it. But we would, as doctors, nurses, we all would just promise each other not to because it's fun and it feels good, but you're very vulnerable. And so there's also even you can buy bicycle races. Even bicycles can be dangerous. And I've
Mm.
known people that have been in some serious accidents, say in LA or a big city where they block off traffic and there's security and police there. And then there's still some elderly person that'll break the barrier, not having good perception and, hit somebody. So you, biking is also, and then a lot of people do the mountain biking where they're like going up and down hills and crashing into trees, and they're just having a blast doing that. But it can be hard on you. But
Oh yeah,
um,
I know somebody very well who is a mountain biker, and he was, let's see, I want to say he was about 50, 48 when it happened, and he's biking in the woods and not like super isolated, but he's in the woods and then takes a fall, breaks his leg, can't do anything, calls for help. They had to have a helicopter come and circle to try and find him using the coordinates of his phone signal. Again, he's not like in the middle of the wilderness. He's just in a very wooded area.
but it was very hard to find him, I bet.
Oh, totally. And I bet you if he listened carefully, you could probably hear the traffic from a highway not far away.
Uh-huh.
And he's had some ongoing issues with that, but he was in great shape to start out with. So I think that's what saved him with the broken leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it took months to recover from that. And I'm not, hey, not knocking anything. If that's your thing, that's all good. I've part of me wants to try mountain biking very carefully. But
Well, You can go on trails that aren't real dangerous and fun, but there
Yes.
are people that on purpose go on real rugged
Oh,
terrain for the fun and grins of it. Really athletic guys. So I had a man not too long ago. He completely. It was a very odd accident, but it blew his knee, where all this lymphatic tissue bulged out of his knee like the size of a cantaloupe. And of course, doctors didn't know what to do, and you can't really cut that out. But I managed with acupuncture and deep tissue work and with movement. And after maybe 5 treatments, I actually got that lymphatic tissue back in place. It was
oh
pretty
my God. I'm
amazing.
like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Um,
but he just hit some trees, crashing down on those mountains and bumps, and just really put an impact on that knee. But so a lot of times the sciatica does go to the knee and the calf. Sometimes it's very localized. Usually it's one-sided, but sometimes it can be bilateral. And in acupuncture, they say pain can move back and forth like a pendulum of a clock. So you can have it on one side and then it can switch to the other side. But it can be uh, chronic to where you manage it and you do well with it, but it can return from time to time once you have it. But it's just, uh, I
is it
guess, one of
mostly,
those.
is it a lot of age though? As time goes on, is that what's going on there?
Age is a factor, but I see it in all ages. And going back to what you said about moms, I think mothers get it more from pregnancy and carrying the babies around. And then I had a mom the other day saying that somehow she was told to always keep the that little car seat deal that they always put a baby in. Don't put it on a couch. Don't put it on a bed. Always put it on the floor, thinking the baby's going to roll out of it or something. And she said, I was so stupid. It was probably her first baby. But she said, I should have put it up higher. Picking that baby up in that thing all the time from the floor really created sciatica for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I should, and the baby wasn't moving. So I should have just gone ahead and put it up on the couch or put it on the bed or put it, somewhere higher that I didn't have to lean down and pick it up. So, um,
Mm.
and then the other thing is doing twisting, picking up something heavy and twisting. So that twist move is what throws the psoas off those pictures that the muscles we talked about earlier when we talked about the belly. You get one side shorter than the other, then it throws the balance of the sacrum off.
I got to feel that's a big deal. When you pick up something and you turn as you're picking it up, like a child, and then out of all the things you're picking up, you are protecting that baby so much that
Yes.
you know
I
anything.
think, but you should actually step, 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 like step around rather than just twist.
Yeah.
But we tend to just twist. A lot of times we're just, in a hurry or
Yep.
not really being conscious of our body mechanics and that kind of thing. So,
Yeah. I
anyway,
picked a kid up, 100 times before. I got this, no problem. It could be that one out of 100, and now you've got pain, chronic pain for rest of your life potentially. Acupuncture. Is that a reasonable answer for sciatica pain?
it is, I think, the biggest and main answer besides doing your self care with your uh, the stretching and exercising. Um, and I'm not talking about weightlifting because that's just going to be harder, but more the stretching and the building of those low back muscles where they're stronger. I had an accident. I think we talked about it before, where I fractured my pelvis and sacrum, and I was noticing when I worked that my low back vertebrae were just going in and out, in and out. They were moving. So I took some private lessons with Pilates and strengthened that. And then it gave me strength back there. And then I didn't have that instability.
Wow.
So, and then, people can always use anti-inflammatories like naproxen and that kind of thing. I know most people aren't going to want to get on pain pills for something like that, but they do also in the Western medicine do steroid shots for the low back in these pain management clinics, and sometimes, and that usually can last 6 months, 3 months. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, and then sometimes one time it can do the trick, and you never have another problem. So anyway, and I think most most of our problems are come from just what we talked about with injuries and posture and things like that. Very rarely are you going to have a tumor or anything like that. But anyway, and then the other thing is if you are at a setting uh, job where you are setting a lot, it's good to, I think, get up every now and then and stretch. And you can stretch at your desk. Uh, I don't know if there's, I used to have a closet that I would go in and lay down and do some stretching
Mm.
when I was doing more computer work. But there's things that you can just get up and move around. And
Isn't it
then,
amazing, Teresa? The older you get, you realize stretching is so important. I mean, critically important. But when you were younger, stretching, and as you get older, you realize that I don't have the same mobility. What happened? I can honestly say from 2 years ago, where I was more intentional about stretching, working out, had a trainer, et cetera, et cetera. I'm radically different. I got to get back to that. And it was only just a couple of years. Big difference. It's amazing how you got to stay at it.
well, I think it kind of goes to lifestyle. And I know I'm guilty because I'm a workaholic. And so it's actually creating that space in a routine to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
And so you have to schedule time to do it because otherwise it's just, you're go, 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 make every minute count. And you never, you can get so caught up in life and work, family, and then just traveling back and forth. Your time just goes away.
It's true. It's
And
true, but
so
your mobility goes away too, you know.
it
And
does. And you get tighter and tighter
yes,
uh, as you get older. And then if you don't keep up with that stretching,
that's what I'm saying.
it goes away.
There are
What
even
you don't
times,
use, you
e-
lose.
even
Yeah.
if I'm at the gym, and like I'll throw my keys down on the. Let's say I didn't go to the locker. I just walked in. I'm going to do something. and put them down, drop them on the floor, do something on a machine, and then I go to pick them up, and it's like I hope nobody sees me picking them up because I look ridiculous because I'm not picking them up like you would think. I'm like spending
Having to
really.
stretch a leg out to do it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah. And I think women are more flexible than men, usually. And I think that goes back to childbearing because our bodies have to stretch
I knew you were going to say
to
that.
deal with that. But
Yeah.
um, in Taekwondo, when I did Taekwondo, we stretched an hour before class and an hour after class.
Wow.
Because if you think of all that kicking, you could really tear up some hamstrings. So, or whatever. But of course, Taekwondo is more kicking and punching as far as the different martial arts, but any kind of martial arts. And so you see those action movies of those guys that are ex-military or whatever, and all the moves they make. Um, Bless their hearts, they're probably doing a lot of stretching to keep that form and the ability to do those
Mm,
things
just goes
because
show.
they can.
how important it is because that's what they do on a regular basis. And they're still spending a lot of time stretching. And to your point, I went jogging for the first time in like a year and change about 2 months ago. Didn't stretch. My God, just hit the road. Let's go. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Minor hamstring pull and haven't jogged since. Leave it at that. Tulsapath.com is where you, not kidding, can't make it up. I think about it, my hamstring hurts right now. Tulsapath.com. You are in obviously Tulsa. There's some things I guess we can do virtually. You are just a wealth of info. I don't think there's anything you don't know when it comes to physiology, the body, and all of this. Somebody's got questions. Can they contact you? Can they reach out on your website?
Yeah, they can reach out on the website. They can also message me through social media, and my cell phone is 918-261-9062. You can always text me 918-261-9062.
Always great
And
talking with you.
yeah, great talking with you too. It's a
You
lot of
got
fun.
it's like I appreciate all the information. Um, and if not, it's validation of things we wondered about, and that's probably why we're feeling pain. But looking forward next time we get together.
Okay, see you soon.
Thanks,
All
Teresa. We'll
right,
be right
thanks.
back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.